A mysterious package sent to another country, a peanut butter sandwich, and a Band-Aid wrapper. Federal investigators say these were all parts of a Navy engineer's effort to sell nuclear submarine secrets. That engineer and his wife were arrested Saturday in West Virginia. Details of the case against them were unsealed yesterday. For nearly a year, investigators say, Jonathan and Diana Tebbe were selling information to who they thought was a foreign power, but was actually an undercover FBI agent.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here, and this story really pisses me off on so many levels. First off, why does it always have to be West Virginia? We have 50 states. It doesn't always have to be mine. But this type of story can only happen right here in the good old state of West Virginia. We're last in infrastructure. We usually lead in terms of overdose deaths and, of course, Bigfoot sightings. And when it comes to treasonous nuclear submarine engineers, well, I guess we got that covered too.
So because of the way this unfolded, we have far more detail than we ordinarily do in a spy case because the FBI had control of this the whole time. This was essentially a sting operation. They were talking to this couple, or to Jonathan Tebbe, and he was laying out in extraordinary detail the nature of his alleged crime. And he even said that he'd been planning this and secretly gathering this information for years. He was very explicit that he wanted money. They paid him $100,000 in cryptocurrency, and they induced him to do what's called in the spy world a dead drop, or multiple dead drops, where he placed a memory card, in one case, inside a peanut butter sandwich. That was how he transmitted the information. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, except it's really deadly serious because these charges carry life in prison.
Secondly, these jackaloons have just ruined peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for everyone. And I guess since now we are the conspiracy capital of the world, everyone's going to stop eating their PB&Js because they're going to assume somebody's trying to basically use their favorite snack to implant a microchip to control their mind or to change their DNA. In all seriousness, folks, this actually is a big deal. One of the reasons why America has the most dominant military in the world is because of our technology, our resources, and yes, our nuclear capabilities. Other countries have nuclear subs, but if you want to do a comparison, think of our subs as Lamborghinis and Ferraris, and China and Russia's subs as 1995 Honda Civics. Now, there's nothing wrong with a 1995 Honda Civic. It's a very safe and reliable car, but would you want to race it against a Ferrari?
Do we know anything about Tebbe and what his motivation might have been? The whole case is weird to me. The money involved
he had these secrets because he was a Navy nuclear engineer. We don't know a lot about his motivation other than that he wanted money. I feel like there's something missing here. His wife is a PhD in philosophy who teaches at a Tony private school in Annapolis. They are in their 40s. They have young children. Why were they providing this information to, we think, an allied country, not an adversary?
That's interesting.
That's how the FBI, we believe, got access to this in the first place. And there was a moment in the criminal complaint where the FBI was sending a signal at the embassy. Presumably they wouldn't be able to do that if it was the Chinese or the Russian embassy in order to ensnare this couple. So I think a lot left to be known.
So other countries, especially our adversaries, would do anything to get their hands on that technology. The men and women who work on this technology are some of the smartest and most patriotic people in the country, and that is what has always kept us safe. So if we have someone infiltrate that and try to steal our technology and give it to others, that's a very big deal. I'm confused on how a couple so intelligent and obviously vetted could do something so stupid, not to mention treasonous. And then to also learn that they have young kids, that's what makes the story even more of a head scratcher. But mark my words, this is not going to be a slap on the wrist. These people are probably going to find themselves going to jail for life. The military does not mess around when it comes to treason. And this is going to send a message to anyone out there thinking of betraying our country. And that message is don't. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.